Hey guys, Chaps here, and let's do a vlog. I haven't done one of these in a while. Today I wanted to discuss some of the recent community debates. A lot of this started with the latest Gear in the Machine episode. These of course being where Node Zero comes in to address various community questions. I've got the video linked below so you can see for yourself. It discusses everything from ping, to weapon balance, to tuning, and maps. This video sparked quite a lot of discussion recently, so I just wanted to hit on one of the hot topics. This, as the title suggests, is weapon tuning. Since launch, pre-launch, the community has debated between core and competitive tuning. This debate still lives on, and TC is sticking with their stance that this split tuning is the best option. To my knowledge, TC's views are as follows. Core has a lower time to kill, which is what the majority of players want, so competitive can't really be the universal tuning, as it would upset the majority. Core doesn't work well for competitive play, so this would affect esports and high-level play, so core can't be the universal tuning. The only option is to split the tunings and try to please both sides. To start off, many people have made claims about, well, of course core seems more popular, that's where all the game modes are. Well, as Liam pointed out on Reddit, their data comes from various places, not just based on playlist data. This sort of leads me to believe that if TC were to pick a universal tuning, it would probably lean more towards that of core. That personally wouldn't be my preference, but that's just what I would see TC doing. This kind of brings me to a side rant about transparency in community discussion. We constantly see the community debating topics and trying to justify things to TC. The issue is, we don't know what TC's reasoning is for anything, and this greatly limits our ability to communicate effectively with them. I don't expect them to detail everything they do and why to us, but we need something to go off of. Actual two-way discussions are needed, and some level of transparency is needed. This will make the community better understand TC's side of things, which will lead to a less hostile community, and a more valuable discussion. Now, let's not get me off on a huge tangent there. I could discuss transparency all day, as most of you know. So what are my thoughts on weapon tuning, you might ask? Well, most of the time I prefer competitive settings, but that's because I mainly play with a group of friends. I can totally see where people who support core come from. It's a much more casual playstyle, and you can run solo pretty easily. My preference would lean towards competitive tuning, but maybe with a slight buff to some weapons, mainly the Nasher. Oh, and just out of curiosity, let me know in the comments below, which tuning set do you prefer, and why? But let's assume that TC's going to continue with their split tuning stance. Well, there's still plenty that can be done. One issue that arises in any tuning discussion is about, I want to play X game mode, but it's only available with Y tuning. Now, we can't simply make every mode available in every tuning set. That would be way too many modes, and split the community even further. But what about a reorganization of modes? TC has said that the competitive tuning allows for the high end of gameplay, and that's where a majority of the hardcore players are going to enjoy themselves. Does this not imply that the game should work to improve players and encourage them to migrate towards this tuning set? Gears 4 does nothing of the sort. We have Execution and Escalation as the top competitive modes, but all other ranked modes are still using core tuning. I've proposed these changes a while back, but I'm going to bring them up again here. Let's take a look at this first one. This allows for social options, for players who want to play a variety of game types and using core settings. If you want to play ranked modes though, the game encourages you to start using the competitive settings. This concept of letting you play how you want to play, but then encouraging players to work towards a higher level of play seems ideal to me, but I could be missing something here. Next is another option that leaves things closer to the way they are now. The main thing this is doing is splitting competitive warm-up into two playlists. This will better allow players to play the modes they want to play with the tuning set that they want to play with. This is a pretty small change, but it would have a huge impact, I think. Either way, these are just two options that I came up with. The community has come up with plenty of other options, but unless we know what is holding TC back, there's really nothing that we can do. So let me wrap up with a few final thoughts and conclusions. Most importantly, I can't stress this enough, we need more conversations from the developers. Transparency and communication will make their lives easier and will make the fans much happier. Next, I lean towards a competitive tuning, but I totally see where the core players are coming from. In the end, what is needed is a compromise between both groups. A split tuning just separates the community and holds us back. A universal tuning will keep the community playing together, and as Ryan even said in his video, it's going to be easier for TC to just tune one setting. And lastly, There are countless arguments that I didn't bring up in this video. I could have brought up things like the paradox of choice, or gone on for days about the benefits of seamless transitions between playlists. But I'll save those for another day. If you haven't already seen, I am planning a feedback series where I'll host panels of community members to give feedback and debate various aspects of this game, so you can be sure to see a lot of the discussion in there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.